Were your local service ads performing well, but now they're just getting you zero calls? There's a few unknown mistakes you might be doing inside of your account that could just cripple you. I'm talking about going from 10 calls a day all the way down to zero. And I'm going to walk you through four of the biggest things you should do to safeguard your account and how you can prevent this sort of thing from happening to you. And make sure you watch the third one because this one mistake was so harmful that the only way it got fixed was because it got plastered on my city's local news. But first, if you're confused on what local service ads are, they're probably the most powerful form of lead generation for local businesses. And it works really well for financial, professional, or even home service type companies. It's also known as Google Guarantee, and it's a way to generate leads and for the business owner to only pay for qualified leads, right? You get to set what qualified is for you. You get to choose from the right zip code, the right service type, and if they're interested and they meet the above two, then you pay, right? And the other thing that's helpful is with LSA, the ads rank at the very top of Google. They beat pay-per-click ads. They beat SEO. They beat Google Maps. They're the thing to do if you want to make profit off of your marketing. But one of the biggest mistakes we see that can cripple you and that you need to fix is ignoring background checks and not keeping them updated. I'm sure you've seen with LSA and Google Guarantee, you do have to undergo a background check to get approved in the first place. But what some businesses forget is that a recheck happens after the first year, right? So you got to keep your licensing up and your employees up to date, because if you fail or if you don't do it, you won't have the Google Guarantee badge, and because of that, you won't rank top 2, which will then cripple your calls and cripple your money. And who wants that? No one. It's really simple to pass. The company who does the background check for Google, Pinkerton, they just want to make sure that there is zero risk for someone to work with you or to enter your home or to talk with you or something like that, so that no negativity can go back to Google, right? It's always about giving a great customer experience to the customer. But the second thing is actually, and this is going to be an unknown one, using the local service app is a huge mistake and building your processes around it. And I've even recommended using it in the past, but Google is turning it off January 6th in 2025. They say turning it down, and this could mean they're getting rid of it, but they're just migrating to more of a focus on the web version only. So what you should do, if you have an intake team, you should be fine because they should be using this on their laptops or their computers. If you take the calls, make sure the phone number inside of your LSA still calls you, and then you're fine. But to update leads, make sure you have a logged in LSA account on you at all times. So the third one here is actually not clearing any policy suspensions. One Calgary company got suspended for a very minor policy violation. And what this can do is this can suspend your GMB and your LSA account as well, right? And the thing with this is because you lose your Google Guarantee badge, it's, gonna kill your revenue. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna bring more scrutiny when it comes back. And when I went through this article, I saw working for 5 years, he did have a very minor issue, right? But he didn't fix it, right? And to make sure you see this so you can fix it, put email alerts up, monitor your accounts twice a week, quickly resolve issues, keep your documents updated, right? And a little pro tip, if you want to build relationships with humans in Google that have the authority to look at your accounts, or you can use a firm like ours that has those because we manage other people's, so they prioritize us because, we directly drive a little more revenue because we work with multiple people. I've talked on this before, but the 20-day test run that we do lets you see the potential of your market for very little risk, like the least amount of risk you can have. And the fourth thing you should do is make sure to put pictures on your LSA account. The reason why is because back in March, Google sent out this email asking for photos. And since then, in August of 2024, they announced that they were testing photos inside. The reason why they're doing this is they want to increase the odds that you make money through customers calling you, right? And if they're able to test and determine what works, you have a chance of getting way more calls. So it's silly to not do it. plus delivers the customer a good experience so they come back and use Google again and again and again. Everyone wins. So like you can see here, should you use some marketing clickbait video like the thumbnail I have? No, you really shouldn't. Please don't do that. But what you should do is you should take a very nice photo before you do a job, after you do a job, and put it on your Google My Business page with a little bit of a service description and summary, and that should be good to go. If you can do that 5 to 10 times per day, that's going to give Google enough data while boosting your results so that you can gain more market share, right? And if you have any other ideas for videos or questions you want answered, just put something in the comments, right? I read every comment because we don't really get a lot of comments. But outside of that, if you like what you're seeing, make sure to hit subscribe. And if you want the zero risk, the very little risk test run, everything has risk, but by having us do it, you get the least amount of risk possible. There is a link in the bio. Please click it and book a call. And yeah, talk to you next vid.